Hi friends, this is session 7 of our Reading Longer books. So far we've talked about reading them smoothly, practicing, and discussing literary language and exploring all that. And today we're going to discuss understanding comparisons. So you've already heard that those scientists who study reading, the reading professors who go into classrooms like ours with their clipboards and their pens behind their ears and watch kids read, they have announced that the books you read often contain inventive and playful language. Last time we saw that that was not only true for Al Moon, but also you guys have started seeing that in the books that you are reading on your own. For example, I was thinking of Houndsley and Katina. Houndsley and Katina had all kinds of parts when we were looking for voices that got me all kinds of excited for the literary language, the parts that sparked our interest. So I wanted to continue to read on after I look at a little bit of this. So this part right here where Houndsley says, "I will need more cookies," to me, that said he is feeling a little overwhelmed and he's going to need even more cookies if he's going to be able to read all of these pages. And then there's the part where he says, "I am speechless." That is a really clever way for him to not have to say something unkind about her story. And then the cooking contest, when they had the judges there before, and let's see, where was it? And when they were just kind of saying funny things like, "I don't taste the beans," and you guys used your voices with that, maybe you should call this a no bean chili. And you guys laughed and thought that was so funny because it was kind of a joke that the author, James Howe, was putting together for us. So I'd like to read a little bit more of Houndsley and Katina where we had left off. And this chapter is called Fireflies. And I'm going to start off at the very beginning so we get the whole story. And while we're reading, I'm going to pause for a moment from time to time, and I'm going to look for parts that I think are really great literary language. One night, Houndsley and Katina were sitting outside watching fireflies. This was one of their favorite things to do together. They sat quietly for a long time. At last, Houndsley said, "I did not need a new set of pots and pans. I only wanted to win that contest to show everyone I was the best cook." "You are the best cook," Katina said. "I do not need to be the best," said Houndsley in his soft as a rose petal voice. You know, the author does that a lot. He says, soft as a rose petal voice. And every time I can picture and hear that voice that Houndsley uses that is so gentle and sweet and soft and almost like it would be if your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or somebody was tucking you into bed and they wanted you to make you feel loved and sweet and kind. Every time. I just enjoy cooking. Trying to be the best made me nervous and I did not have fun. And if you do not have fun doing something you like to do, what is the point? Katina thought about this. "I do not have fun writing," she said as they began to walk. My mind wanders and I get bored." A firefly blinked at her. Do you think that firefly was really blinking at her? Raise your hand if you can tell me what the author was trying to really tell us when he said a firefly blinked at her. I'll pause. Yeah, it just means that the fireflies were out there blinking away. It wasn't blinking at Katina. It was just blinking, because that's what fireflies do. "I want to be a famous writer," she went on, "but I do not like to write." "Perhaps you'll be famous at something else," said Houndsley. "Yes," said Katina said. "First I will find something I like to do. Then I will do it and do it and do it until I'm very good at it. And then I might be famous." "I know something you're good at already," said Houndsley, "although you will never be famous for it." "What?" "Being my friend." Katina began to purr. "Being your friend is better than being famous," she said. Houndsley and Katina came to their favorite spot. They sat for a long time. They did not talk about winning prizes or being famous. They did not talk about anything. They smelled the sweet summer air and listened to crickets. They watched the fireflies dance and blink and light up the night in front of them. Everyone has talents. Watching fireflies was one of theirs. This last paragraph right there, it feels like a poem to me. It feels like the author, what's his name again? James Howe, did such a good job of painting a picture that I could see. It was so beautiful. The literary language just made everything so clear and I could see it in my mind. Give me the I agree signal if you could see this scene too. I saw so many I agree signals. Now let's take a moment here and let's look and see what are some of the parts of this paragraph that we think are good examples of literary language, and what do you think it means? I'll pause while we talk about it. Wow, that was so great to hear from you guys. I could hear you talking about the things that James Howe described to you that painted that picture right in your mind. I like how you pointed out that they were quiet and didn't say anything. They were just being friends together. That they used their senses around them by smelling the sweet summer air and listening to the crickets, watching the fireflies dance and blink and light up the night in front of them. I loved that too. Such a great part of that story. So today, friends, in your seesaw, you will find a picture of this page. And I want you to tell me about some of the literary language that you noticed on this page as well. I'll have a picture of this posted for you to show me and read it to me and tell me exactly what you're thinking. I can't wait to hear what you tell me. Thanks for working hard with me, friends.